in the communication course, multiple outcomes with a single conversation.
Hi, everybody. Michelle Tennant-Nicholson here, international publicist and co-founder of friendsofeastflatrock.org. With me, I have Nancy and Rick. Nancy, why don't you say hello to everybody?
Hi, great to see you as ever, Michelle and Rick. I'm happy to meet you as the new owner of Lakemont Cottages, right down the road from us. We're thrilled you're here, ready to support the beautiful greenness and clean environment of our area. Thanks so much for joining up on our greatest effort now.
Oh, certainly.
Yeah.
Happy
And
to
then
meet
Rick, tell everybody the good news about Camp Wayfayer. Nancy's the founder of co-founder of Camp Wayfayer. Tell us about your challenge that you've given us, Rick, and the good news about Nancy being the first business and us being the first couple. Go ahead, Rick.
All right. So we have until April 15th to raise a substantial amount of money for legal fees and to fight this challenge. And I have a $7,000 minimum, and I will match the $7,000 and up to $12,000 if we can raise $12,000, because we need to raise somewhere between $20,000 and $25,000 to go through this process to try to not have the asphalt plant in our backyards.
Yeah, and thank you so much. You know, the Lakemont Cottages, Camp Wayfayer, and then my humble honey homestead are right across the street. I'm 1,100 feet. Rick is across the street. Nancy's right down the street. So we are going to be greatly affected by this asphalt plant if they are approved for conditional rezoning. Currently, the zoning is residential, office, commercial, not industrial. And so what an asphalt plant requires is industrial. And what we're asking, none of us are against business. We're all entrepreneurs. But what we're against is actually rezoning an area. Because after all, what's zoning for if not to actually protect the current businesses that exist in that area? Some of our other businesses in the vicinity are Orr's Family Restaurant, Paramount Produce. They've been very vocal too about their preferences. Some of the schools within about 1.5 miles are Hillendale Elementary, Flat Rock Middle School. We also have some retirement homes, Torrey Assisted Living Facility. We also have, there's another one, Spring Haven Retirement Community Center. All of these places will be really affected by the pollution that comes off of an asphalt plant. So with that, with Rick's, he inspired me yesterday. He was over here in my backyard amidst all of our 50 chickens squawking. He says, you know what if I do a challenge? And I was like, awesome. So then I started to call people and Nancy said yes. And so Nancy and Rick, I'm going to show you what I put together from our PR firm.
Right.
I own Wasabi Publicity. We're donating all of our services, obviously. But there's some opportunity here for other businesses if you wanted PR. I typically stay in my lane of international PR. So I'm usually dealing with the Associated Press or the Wall Street Journal or the New York Times or places that Good Morning America and the like, or Oprah. But in this case, I needed to turn my skill set to the local community. So Rick, would you like for me to show you what your money has purchased you? Come on down.
All right.
All right. So let me just, the team is going to be going out and talking about some different levels, whether you can give $50 or over 1,000. And the first thing is a post here on Friends of East Flat Rock, which it reaches 1.8 thousand members. Now, these people are people in the area. So Nancy, what do you say to people who, because you've been with us for a little bit and you know our people, are we local?
We are local, but we are entrepreneurs and we are people that have moved here specifically for the wonderful environment that this part of East Flat Rock, Henderson County can provide. So yeah, yes, we're local.
Yes, we're local. And if you want to actually reach people in Flat Rock, East Flat Rock, or Henderson County, right there on our Facebook page, we have 2,000 people. So if you want some type of post and some type of advertising, then that's a base level contribution that a business can have. Another one, And this is, Rick, you might be interested in this. This is our petition. As of today, we have 12,186 people. And you can see here that this is the petition. And this is the, I don't know if you know this, but I went ahead and did a post yesterday, Rick, on you. So this is us. This is the video that we did yesterday. And you'll see here that I have the donation button and it says all about you. Here's your website, right? And if you click into the email, let's see, where was it? Here it is, the YouTube channel, then you can see here that we're actually interviewing, and this is in front, and people have been watching it all day today. So there's 52, this just got posted.
Okay.
So yeah, so then, you know, people, I don't know that they know that there is a new owner at Lakemont Cottages,
You're
right?
our new celebrity.
Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah. So this way, it's a great way to get the word out. So I know that you had generosity in your heart to actually share this with us, but it's also going to do a little bit of good too. And so just want you to, I want you to see here, literally just within a few hours this morning, I posted it also on my personal Facebook page. Okay. And you can see here that already 120 engagements, and this continues to grow. And, you know, if people really want something, you can see that this was just put up on Monday. We already have reached 1,472 people. Now, these are people beyond our Friends of East Flat Rock. So if you want the power of an international publicist, I'm like giving it away right now. So whether it's Facebook or the petition, there's also the YouTube channel. And so Nancy, whatever you need for the camp too, will get you connected to, and these are examples, and you'll see here that this is another place where Lakemont Cottages is going to show up. This is also very good for your search engine optimization. And if you need help actually being found by tourists in this area. So Rick, if you wanted a little more PR advice on how to get seen when tourists come to Western North Carolina, we can have that be part of what the give back is, right?
Okay.
Good. So that's also there. And then I will do for $1,000 or more. Clients pay anywhere from $4,500 to $6,000 a month for a dedicated press release and then pitching to a particular target. We'll go ahead and do a press release on Lakemont Cottages and Camp Wayfayer, and then get you in interviews. And why don't you each tell them who you've already received the benefit of some of that, who just interviewed you?
Well, WLS TV, our local affiliate, ABC affiliate, which is wonderful. You've been most consistent, Michelle, in helping us really get the word out. And most of us, Rick, you're from an industry. I'm an educator. I was an old teacher and administrator, and now educating in the camp world. We are very limited in our tech knowledge. So thank you, Michelle.
You're welcome. Rick, how do you feel about the PR so far?
I'm extremely grateful that you and your husband have decided to fight this fight and lead the charge.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to joining the team and facilitating a campaign that's going to make sure we prevail.
One of the things that I kind of laugh about in our home is, if you're going to build an asphalt plant, one, go get an industrial zone site. Two, don't move across the street from an international publicist, right? We know how to make some noise.
Chickens.
And the chickens and the bees. We'll also do a dedicated newsletter feed just on you. So this is an example of that. So this goes out to all of our people as a newsletter as well. This also feeds the search engines in a different way and is very effective for people. And then this is also another opportunity. We have on our website, friendsofeastflatrock.org, you can see here where in the past, businesses have given us a quote and a logo, and we've actually placed it here.
That's
so
great.
If you're interested in that, if you're like, oh, I'm seeing this, I have a business, I want some extra PR myself, to all of the wonderful people in Western North Carolina, at least the 12,000 that are in this conversation about the asphalt plant, then all you have to do is email friendsofeastflatrock@gmail.com. And if you forget that and you're like, I'm not sure, and you just wind up here at friendsofeastflatrock.org, you can go down to the bottom and just write me here. Okay, this will reach us at the same location. And by the way, while you're here, sign up to get notified so you get that actual newsletter that I just shared with you. And honestly, you know, for those people and those business owners who are giving so generously, I'd be happy to also give you a half-hour PR consultation, just where we could record that for you, and then it would be a dedicated consultation just on how to grow your services and interact with the press in a more powerful way. Okay, so that's everything.
Wow, great.
Anything else, Nancy, for you? About what are you hoping that the money goes for that you just don't
Well,
know?
I understand the legal needs. I really do. We unfortunately are in a very interesting challenge here, and just what I've learned since last June and your efforts and just a little bit that we've been involved just really keeps us all aware of our surroundings. And honestly, Rick, my husband and I are on the verge of retirement. And I've said, hold steady. We can't retire till we're secure in this challenge and know that we will not have an asphalt plant to deal with as we pass on our business, our camp, to our adult children that work for us right now. And they're ready to jump in full swing. And very supportive, Michelle, of all of the Friends of East Flat Rock and what's happening.
Yeah, and Nancy, I want to say this to all the businesses. You know, my husband and I talk about it, and the $1,000 that we just gifted to meet Rick's challenge, it would cost a lot more than that to move. Number one, right? And the loss of when we sell the property, because we'll move. I mean, I'm not living across the street. I love my own body too much to live across the street from an asphalt plant.
Right.
And then the other piece of it is, you know, what's it worth to you? Because a lot of times, you know, when I'm talking to business owners, they're like, oh, I'm too busy. I can't do this. I'm too busy. I got that. But you know what? When the asphalt plant gets its conditional rezoning, it's too late. When those 5 people, those commissioners and the planning board votes, it's done. And my concern is that, you know, I can pick up and move anywhere and continue my PR business, and I'm on track for early retirement. But I know that my fellow entrepreneurs in this area can't say the same thing.
Right. Right. And we've invested millions of dollars since 92. And I would just hate to see that go by the wayside, the traditions and the family community that we've built with our own business. And Rick, you will, with people coming to your property and renting. We actually have a mutual friend that rented one of your cottages when she was in between Mary Jane Rice and her husband.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Well, they had their horse boarded at our camp barn for a year and a half. And while they're building, they needed a place to stay. So I was thrilled when they said, oh, we're right next door at Lakemont. I was like, yay, this works great. And this is the family entity that our business is founded on. And when we started our business in 92, our goal was, well, if our children are interested, we would be happy for them to take it over and continue what we've built. So it's pretty hard to build when you have dirty air, dirty sounds, and all sorts of things challenging our every existence in what we're for. So
yeah, and the one thing that I also what ignites my passion is neighbors like Bessie or Judy. They don't have the technical savvy, you know, because they're retired, and they all of this stuff. They're like, oh my gosh, my head is spinning by what you do, Michelle. And I fight for them, because I can move easily and take a financial hit, but those neighbors, they cannot. This is where they were going to age out and end their life. And so I fight for them, you know. Rick, why don't you close us out by, you know, any last words that you have, or just, you know, speaking to me and Nancy, what comes to mind?
Well, I think Lakemont Cottages for me is a dream. There's a house that I live in here, and there's 14 vacation rental properties on 2 spring-fed lakes. And This is just a piece of paradise for me. And my dream is that I'm at a place in life where money is not a focus, and I want to help. I want to teach people. I want to help them with their health issues. I want to help people with business. I was a business consultant for a long time. Probably the first thing I tell Jeff Shipman is don't start moving dirt until you get your permit. but I haven't had that right
I think he has a permit.
to his conditional permit to build what he wants to build.
No, there.
So it's
No comment.
yeah, but it's for me, it's I want people to live the best life that they can live, and obviously me included. And I don't want to live across from an asphalt plant. I certainly don't want to move. You have a much easier chance to pick up and move somewhere. I spent a year of my life looking for the perfect place, and this is it. And this is
Wow.
where I want to be, and I expect that this will be where I die. So it's really unfortunate that I came in this late in the game, but I can't fathom how much attention this is going to get for me to make sure that this doesn't happen.
If the two of you, just the two of you business owners, how many jobs would be lost if the asphalt plant came in and you could no longer run the camp and you couldn't run the cottages? How many staff people are we talking about? Just the two of you.
Well, during our summer employment, we're close to 100, and our full-time employment year-round is 8 people. And then we have endless part-time people between plumbers, electricians, architects. I mean, you name it, we kind of cover the bases as we are growing our business each year. We're building new buildings as we speak. Last year, we built all new tennis courts. I mean, it's just an endless growth industry. And as we grow, we bring in more families and campers that come to this area for the great educational, outdoor, recreational opportunities that can be provided. And, you know, it's just amazing to me that, like we've just talked about, that Mr. Shipman, and I understand his needs and wishes for his asphalt plant, but I compare it to, well, my needs and wishes can't be ignored. Neither can yours, Rick. We have invested heavily into our businesses here. And when I see that his original request had 3 parking places for his employees, I had to just kind of go, now wait a minute here. What is right and fair? Our county has spent thousands of dollars, thousands of man hours planning and setting goals for each community, such as East Flat Rock, and to just throw it to the wind because of the wishes and whims of this folly is just not right. He could have easily found a location for this plant, or the 4 that already service this area that exist, what, within 20 minutes, Michelle?
There are 4 within 20 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, where are we? That's
and if we've got a video, if we've got the luxury of having Jeff Shipman, Jeff, you have your say, and I know that you said that you've been working hard on the industrial site. So just want to give his voice in this as well, because we're not anti-business, we're not anti anything. We're just like, let's do what's right for all of us, not just one of us. Rick, how about you? And I've got I just got some dings on some good news, and we'll close out on the actual donation page. And I'm going to tell you how much we've already raised. It's not even 24 hours yet. So
we don't employ anybody. We contract with maid services and electricians and plumbers. I'm redoing every one of the cottages.
Right.
So we hire contractors to come in and do the jobs that they do. But there is probably 200 or 300 hours, man hours per week that's facilitated here. And to be clear, I hope Mr. Shipman does open an asphalt plant, and I hope that he lives his dream and wants to do that. I just hope it's not here.
Yes, thank you. And let me just share with you. So Shannon's been busy changing the donation page, friendsofeastflatrock.org/donate. And so this is how much money we just made in not even 24 hours.
We're
so
halfway up.
We are well on our way
Right.
to making your match, Rick. And thank you
All
for
right.
starting us powerfully and reinvigorating us, because as Nancy will tell you, we're a bit tired and stuff. And that's, by the way, what the manufacturers of asphalt plants are actually counting on, is that the community gets fatigued. They want the apathy. They want us to run out of funds so that they can actually move in. And I am here to say that our attorney reminded us, listen, you've got to make bigger noise this time around. Otherwise, the commissioners and the planning board will think, well, maybe they just don't care anymore. And we do. East Flat Rock will not have an asphalt plant if we have a say about it. Thank you so much.
Thank
Great
you.
job. Thank you so much.
All right.